Hey everyone, Nexus here, and as you can see, I've got my hands on a Blackberry Playbook. Alright, so I do know it's old. It's been out for what, about a year now, a little bit more than that. But hey, it's never too late to look at something, a year later and see if it does hold up and everything like that. We've had, new iPads since then, lots of new Android tablets, Microsoft putting out a tablet. Well, how does the Playbook stand up to now? It's been out for about a year, so does it still hold up to today? Well, the first thing let's talk about is the actual hardware itself. And if you guys don't know already, we'll go around it on here. So first, starting off on the sides, you've got your micro HDMI. So you can actually use this to hook up HDMI to a TV or whatever like that, computer screen. You've got your charger and, of course, a rapid charger over here. I believe this is a rapid charger. Don't quote me. It looks like a rapid charger anyways. So I'm going to go with that. Then you go around here, and again, kind of a smooth, nothing over there. On the top, you've got your power button. You've got, toggles for volume control. And here you've got a play button if you're playing any music. Here you've got your jack for, your headphones, things like that. Again, another smooth surface over here. And then we're back at the bottom. On the back, it's got that traditional kind of Blackberry sort of feel that you see, that kind of almost rubberized sort of feel. You've got a 5 megapixel camera up front. As you notice, no flash, just the 5 megapixel, but able to record in 1080p video. Really good resolution camera. Now, oops, sorry, I got some fingerprints on there, guys. But, on the front, you've got a 7-inch capacitive touchscreen, and you've got your 3 megapixel camera, again, also said to be capable of recording 1080p video. Now, inside, in there, running, of course, you got a 1 gigahertz dual-core processor. And then you got your usual things. You do have your Bluetooth, and Bluetooth is very important for this. We'll get into that in a second, but Bluetooth is exceptionally important for this, aside from being able to, tether with the device. That Bluetooth is another big thing. Of course, you got usual stuff that you see in a lot of tablets and phones these days. You got your gyrometer, your magnetometer, things like that for GPS, things like that. So, it's pretty standard, but pretty packed. Again, 1 gigahertz a year ago was still very good, and even now it's still fairly good. Now, one thing to note is the weight on this thing. Now, some people will say, of course, well, it's not as heavy as a Samsung Galaxy Tab, a little bit heavier than the Zoom, and for a couple other tablets are right around the same weight, and it is heavier than the iPad too. The one thing that kind of kills it, though, the one thing is because it's small, it's only a 7-inch versus, the 10-inch on the iPad 2 and the Samsung Tab, the weight is distributed in a much smaller, confined area, so it actually feels deceptively heavier than it actually is. And that kind of it makes it feel a little bit, like it's got some girth and some weight to it, when really the iPad 2 is actually the heavier of the device by about 50% actually. So that's interesting to note. Just the size does play that part, but again, it kind of goes hand in hand. It feels like it's a quality product. I ain't gonna lie, it does feel like a quality product, no doubt about it. All right, let's boot this up quickly. All right, hey, flip over. There we go. All right, guys. So everything here actually works fairly well. I do like the BlackBerry OS 10 that's running specifically for tablets. Of course, it's supposed to be coming out for the BlackBerry the phones coming out later this year, and obviously it's supposed to be able to download onto the existing models as well. But, for the time being, you're getting it on here. And there's a couple things to note. First, let's start off at the top. It does have a drop-down very similar to what you see in Android, except with Android, it's more of a notification bar, where here you're seeing an actual settings. It brings you right into your settings. And, of course, there's lots of stuff in here and about, activate your airplane mode. Let's just bring that in a little bit there. You got your Wi-Fi, software updates, Bluetooth, BlackBerry ID, counts, BlackBerry Bridge and Internet tethering, screen, HDMI, you've got your sounds and notifications, general storage and sharing, security language, keyboard, date and time. A lot of stuff on there, lots of stuff to look through and set up on the device. A couple things to note, and this is where I'll bring in now the Bluetooth. Number one, BlackBerry Bridge. Now, this is the only device right now that is truly secure in this respect, because because it takes information off BlackBerry, and BlackBerry does have secure servers, no doubt about it. This actually makes it a very secure device. It also means a little bit of a pain to work with, at least for now. Apparently, LTE or HSPA Plus models are coming, or are about to hit the market. I'll have yet to see it personally, but apparently they are coming if they haven't hit yet. And until that time, though, really you got your Wi-Fi models, and which is I'm on Wi-Fi right now, just so you guys know. And of course, you can tether via either the cable or using BlackBerry Bridge. BlackBerry Bridge, if you read right there, it'll tell you can actually use it to synchronize all your calendar, contacts, or BlackBerry Messenger. All that stuff can actually all be linked in right in there. That's with the bridge. And of course, internet tethering here, you can use Bluetooth to actually connect directly into your internet off your BlackBerry device or any other device, really. So that's kind of the main thing, of course, with this is that there is no 3G model, if that's kind of your thing. Just something to note. Up, of course, here you got your date and time, your calendar, all that stuff you can adjust, and of course with BlackBerry a lot of multitasking. We'll get into that in a moment as well. But of course you can set up your calendar. Here you've got like a lock, so you can lock your screen. So of course when you're flipping it, it's not flipping on you. You can actually lock that. You got your Bluetooth, your battery. Of course you can click on that and it comes up with some battery options. You've got sorry, that's the Wi-Fi. That's the battery. And then of course the settings here, which brings up again that same screen we were on not too long ago. Now, one thing that I kind of liked on here is kind of the dock over here. Of course, you can customize your dock for your initial dock down here, or then you can just slide that up and you can see all your different apps that you have. It does come with a fair bit of interesting apps right out the box. You got a YouTube app, Facebook, Twitter, all that wonderful stuff, Adobe Reader, obviously a lot of stuff that's catered to BlackBerry, document managers, file managers, calculators, calendars, address books, stuff you expect to see on BlackBerry. What do you expect from there? And then, of course, there's some fun stuff in there. You've got like Zinio, the accessory store is pretty interesting. In one respect, you can actually buy your BlackBerry accessories, and traditionally, people who own BlackBerries typically do buy a lot of accessories for it. So that's another thing to note. You got weather clock, voice notes, setups, all sorts of stuff. App World, and then I downloaded some already. I've got like Cineplex on here, Score, piano player. Hey, look at that. Let's go. Alright, I'm not a musician, you get the idea, but it's pretty functional, it works pretty well. Now, that goes to show that the tablet actually does function fairly well. The one thing I do like is the ability to multitask. Let me go back in and show you that for a second. So, of course, if you pull down, now actually this app doesn't have it, but some apps you can pull down and it'll give you some options. Or you pull up and you go into the screen here. Now, if you hit the little X down there, you close the program, easy, easy. Or you can actually multitask. So you pull that up, let's say I want to open, let's open Top Gear right now, right? Boom, opens up. Oh, while that's loading, I want to open something else. Contacts. Boom, that's opening up. Then, while you're waiting, browser. Boom, that's opening up. And wow, I want to do some more. Let's do that, You guys get the idea here. That's a Cineplex, let's say, right? And then it's easy to kind of shift through. You go down, scroll across. I want to go back to my Top Gear. Boom, you're right in, right? Oh, you know what? While I'm downloading a video on Top Gear, I want to move over to my browser, right? Guys, it's really easy. I like that feature a lot. I thought it was really cool and made it really easy to multitask. Something that's very possible on Android and iPads, but not quite as fluid. I think that's one of the biggest points of this device, actually, is the ability to do that. Let's close some of this stuff down, though. But you can see, easy, boom. Everything's closed, nothing running in the background now. Easy stuff. Let's go quickly into the app world. I'll show you that as kind of a closing hurrah on this before we go into like a little bit of a final verdict on it. Now, the one thing I did like about the app world over here is that it actually is quite fluid. Still, obviously, not as much apps as you see on Android, and definitely nowhere near what you see from Apple. But, it's definitely there, and it does have some good stuff. You've seen a lot more games on there. For example, they have, Gameloft has a lot of games on here. You see Nova 2, you see, Block Breaker, Starfront, a lot of games that are fairly popular. GT Racing, that's on here too. Let's look for something to download, because actually that was one of the things I was quite surprised with, is how quick the downloads came in. Let's see here. What can we download? Obviously, I'm going to look for something free. Let's see, top free. Let's see what we got. Fruit Slash. Let's do that. I mean, Fruit Ninja. Oh, no. It's Fruit Slash. It says here. Fruit Slash. Fruit Slash. All right, let's download that. We got it. 10 megs. So download. And literally, loads up. You got a little menu telling you it's downloading. This is the thing I liked about it, is that when the apps I did download, once it took a couple seconds to just get started, and once it got started, putting it on was quick, easy, smooth, no problems, and very easy to manage. See, boom. And it's on. That's it. I'm serious. Like, let's go back in here for a second. And where's it going to be? There it is. See? Easy, easy stuff. Then, as you can see, I just multitask back in. I played it. I didn't like it. I'm going to go in here and hit delete. Hit OK. And it's done. The best part is there's a little uninstalled folder. So if you ever want to go back and reinstall something, you certainly could. You just go in here, click reinstall, and boom, it'll re-download for you. So, you know what? There was a lot of promise in this. I look at it and I think, wow, okay, if this is what we're going to see on the phones, there may be some hope for the phones yet. Maybe too little, too late. But, if this is what we're looking toward, there is some possibilities here. Everything is looking to, actually, interestingly, it's looking to hit more like Android and Apple, which is kind of expected. But, it's where the devices need to be. Now, there is some problems with it, of course. It's not a perfect device by any means. But it's really cool to work with. I did actually like playing around with it. Watching videos was a breeze. I pulled up some YouTube videos. As you know, you're watching this on YouTube. And we have other YouTube channels. Make sure to check those out. I'll tell you about that in a second. But anyways, there's lots of stuff that's on there. Lots of things. It was quick to pull up a video. I pulled it up, boom, and loaded it up right away. Of course, internet connection does play a part in that. But, I have a decent internet connection and it loaded up quite well. I'm very, very pleased to actually get my hands on it and actually just get a chance to kind of see everything. I am hoping to get the kind of the last of the whole four types and get a Microsoft one. Hopefully I'll get that at some point. In the meantime, though, speaking of the other devices, though, we are going to be doing something this weekend. Check out our main channel. We are TMPG. We're going to be doing a comparo between all the devices. We're going to be doing the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1, an iPad 2. We can't get our hands on an iPad. The new iPad, the new iPad 3, new iPad, whatever it's called. And then this Blackberry tablet. We're going to kind of compare the three and see how they kind of stack up against each other. Just a basic compare. Not going to compare stat for stat, spec for spec, everything. Just on a day-to-day usage, and that's kind of what's important, right? You don't want to know, oh, this has got a 1 gig and this has got a 1.4. That's nice and all. We have videos for that too, so make sure to watch those. But this is more just to say on a day-to-day usage when you're using it as a regular device and you want to pick up one, which is the one that you want to reach for. So I think that's what we're going to be covering on this weekend. So be watching for that. Check out our channel. In the meantime, for this video today, make sure to like, subscribe, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. If there's any other devices you want me to try and get my hands on, I could try. No guarantees. But, even games, movies, anything like that, you guys let me know. I'm going to be covering that stuff, alright? In the meantime, I do want to thank you guys. This next is for TMPG. Take care and have a good one.